Hello, this is KP the MFG here, ready to give you another calculus problem. I think we're looking at the 191st video. I don't know exactly for sure. Hold on just a second, there we go. So this is a 2026 free response question number 2 here. You can't tell probably what's on this t-shirt, but it says math, it's a real problem. I got that from 4 students, all of them brothers and sisters, 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and I taught all 4 of them in the same school. And her mom, that they requested for their mom to make this shirt for me, and she did this, and they gave me the shirt together. So anyway, I don't know if you can see what's on here, but I thought I'd sport it out today. Anyway, let's get to the problem itself. It's a 2026 free response question number 2. You would need your phone or your calculator for that. So just give me a second to get my phone. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Usually I give problems that do not require a calculator, but still a lot of times I do problems that require a calculator, so you can kind of get the gist of what to go about to do here. So I've got it now. I've got a calculator, calculator 84 on my calculator there, and so I'm going to use it today. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. What's the problem? It's part C, and I should bring part D to you. That'd be the last part of this particular. Well, it won't be. Part C will be, this is the last time we'll use this figure here. We'll use a different drawing for part D, and it's going to be, all of these are really good problems, and you really need to know how to do these. Okay, it says find the area of the shaded region, and I do want to make sure that it is the area and not trying to figure out a volume. Yeah, the shaded region. Yeah, find the area of the shaded region. Okay, area is what's covered up here. Now, if you look real carefully, this is part B, so I need to erase that. I will use this to go to the green. Right here. We want this region here, okay? We want that region there with the I subinterval. And we're going to take away this blue part right here. I want this to be, I don't want this area, I want the area just inside here. So I want the whole height. The way to get this little part here is this whole height here minus this whole height right here. So this height right here, I'm going to erase the green part, okay, and show you this in blue. Okay, this is in blue. Okay, right there. All right there. Okay, we want just the green section right there. So the height here, how high is this? How high is that? Well, that's y, but which y does this refer to? F at x or g at x? If you look, g at x, or f at x rather, is the green. So we do want, and remember now, if we're looking for area, automatically know that you are going from something to something. In this case, we're going from 0 to 1. The I subinterval can move from 0 to 1, but no further. So you got to know that. Okay? Now that's going to be, actually if you think about it, I'm going to make it simple for you. I'm just going to give you a general thing from A to B. It is the top portion minus the bottom portion. And that's the way it always is, top minus bottom, no matter where this is, on where this graph is. Even if it's below the x-axis, it's still top minus bottom, higher minus lower. Still, it's the same way, it works the same way. So top minus bottom, and what I really want you to see is the top. The reason why we don't want this white region here, we don't want that empty region. We want to subtract off that and that height there. This height here, this total height here is alpha at x. This height here, and this blue part. Well, I should have wrote that in green. It doesn't matter. This blue part right here, from here to here, from here to here, that is g at x. Okay, let me get something that writes a little more plainer than that, because it does appear that I'm not getting good writing on this. Okay. So it's the top minus the bottom. So in this case, it is from A to B is from 0 to 1. Alright, we know that. Okay. And this is going to be from top to bottom. So in other words, it's going to be from alpha at x and dx. That's this little part. Okay. But it says, I think all I do is it says do not evaluate. Okay, do not evaluate. We just got to write it out. We can evaluate it, but we're not going to do it. Okay, they said do not evaluate. So that, you know, if you can save time, you need to make sure you read that and make sure. And that's why I'm so glad that I wrote this one in green and this one in blue, because now I know it's the higher minus the lower. I don't want this white area down here. I'm subtracting off this blue area. Okay, I'm subtracting off that. I'm subtracting off this area here. So it is g minus this. This is the rest of it all inside here. Okay? Alright, that's what that is. Now, but in addition to that, we have another area. We have this area that goes from 1 to A. Now, we got to find A. We always use the x value, not the b, not the y. So from 1 to A. Alright, now look at this. Be very careful here. Look what the height of this is. The height of this one is way up here. That height, I don't want the rest of this height here. So I should just erase that. I don't want the rest of it. I just want this. But I need the total height. So how high? Yeah, okay, I should have just left it up there. I'm just going to put it in a dotted line so we can see that this should be the entire height. Okay, right there. The entire height of that I subinterval right there. That's what it is, okay? This entire height happens to be g at x. G at x is in blue. So, okay, so g at x, and you can guess what we're subtracting off then. The rest of this in dotted line from here to here, this part right here is L at x right here. Okay. Alright, so from here to here, that, I know I pointed at that, but that's okay. I'm going to point right there. This is alpha x. Alpha x right there. Alright, that part right there. Okay. This part from here to here is g at x. From here to here. That height there. So I'm taking away this height minus this height leaves that little bitty rectangular isolate interval in there. You gotta subtract off the white part, the part that you don't want. I don't want that. So when you don't want it, you're gonna subtract it off, right? So it's this total height here, and some people say, oh, top minus bottom. Good, but do you understand why it's top minus bottom? You see what I'm saying? Alright, so g at x minus alpha at x dx. Now I like to put that in parentheses. That looks taggy. We're not done yet because we don't know what a is. So here's what we got to do. On your calculator, I already have them there. You hit y equals, and you got to see which one you're putting in here, okay? Alright, so I'm putting in this one right here. I'm putting in g at x first. It does not matter which one you do first, really. You could have put this one in first. It doesn't matter. You got to put both of them in, and there's a box beside each function. So y sub 0 has this one. So I'm just saying right here, this is the right answer. I just need to find a. All right, so y sub 0 has g at x on there. I put the function in there. Y sub 1 has alpha at x in there. And there are little boxes on the side here, little empty boxes. If you want the graph, and I made a mistake, I only checked off one of them, you got to check off both of them. Because you want to see where this intersects right here. We want to find this point of intersection right here. This is what's going to complete. You got some points doing this, but now you got to find a, and that's the only thing left to do to get all of the points, okay? So I just do second and quit. Or you could have just done, and then the graph here. And, okay. So I'm graphing this, and I see that so I have down here, I've got zoom, tools, trace, calc, table, intersect. I want to hit the word intersect. Now keep in mind, A is the X value. So we want the X value, and I got 3.25582. All right, 3.2. It's more accurate if you go on out. In AP Calculus, we could go with 3.25. Since this 5 could make this a 6, we could make it 3.26. Either way, we'd get away with that. That's all good. I don't care. I mean, either one. I could put the whole thing 5582 to 5582. That does make it more accurate. Any of those, but you don't want less than that. You don't want to put 3.3. You want it to extend. You don't want to put 3.26 or 3.25. 3.255 or 3.256. See, I meant to go out further than that. Okay, I'm sorry. Now you have it. But the first idea is F minus G plus from 1 to A. From 1 to A is all we're testing here. All right, from 1 to A. From 1 to A. And actually, it's furthered out than that because This is certainly not drawn to scale because it's 3.25582 and 3 is here. I can move my 3 over here somewhere. Now that makes it look a little more, there we go. And for that matter, I can move my 2 over to kind of put it in, okay, somewhere in there. And that way, yeah, that looks a little better now. 3.25582. And you're going, and that isolate interval could move anywhere. That's what you want to do. It's perpendicular to the x-axis because we have it in terms of, we've solved for y and everything's in terms of x. Okay, y is in terms of x. So everything is perpendicular to the x-axis. And that's it. F minus g. Plus on this side though, g gets to be higher than f, so g minus f. It's always minus, not plus. Okay, f minus g, g minus f, find out where they intersect. We knew 0 to 1 is here, that's good, we already had that. We just knew 1 and I don't know what the other one is, we do have it now. You had to find that point of intersection when you put those two in there. We could have put F here and G here. Didn't care. Just found that point of intersection. And you're looking for the A. That's the X value only. You don't care about B. Okay. Alright, well there it is. That's it. And I guarantee you we could find a numerical. And if they ask for a numerical answer, you got to give it to them. But if they just say set it up, you're done. Once you set it up, that's it. Okay? Alright, well there it is. I love this problem here. Okay? Because it did switch from F being higher than G to G being higher to F after 1 to A. Okay? So, a lot of stuff involved here. Okay, just know, and if in case you just don't remember which one's which, top minus bottom, the higher minus the lower. You can do it that way. Okay, but I'd rather you understand why it's top minus bottom and not just say, oh, top minus bottom. Okay. Okay. Anyway, this is KP the Math G. Getting ready to sign off. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would like to. If you don't, well, okay. It's all right. If you would like to, make a comment, please, by all means, make a comment, good or bad. And if you make one that's bad, give me a reason. Okay, tell me what you didn't like about it, and I will try to improve on it. And then if you want to hit that like button, you see I'm smiling already. Talking about that like button. You don't have to do any of those things because this is not for my glory. It's for yours. Very good stuff to have, especially when you're learning an area of 2 functions or even 3 sometimes. So yeah, it gets to be a little hairy sometimes, but yeah. Alright, so KP the Math G signing off. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Oh, I gotta hold on, hon.